Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and yeah, really looking forward to having a go at this puzzle. It's called Billionaires Row by Not Details, a name completely new to me, and this has been recommended to us by Fool on Hill, a name not completely new to me, but somebody who makes some very good recommendations and follows the channel very closely. And they've spotted this puzzle called Billionaires Row. I think it's on the Discord server, it may be elsewhere, but it is certainly worth a look. It's some scrapers, and that's a slight development on skyscrapers. We'll get to that in a moment. It's fairly easy to understand, I think, especially if you've seen skyscrapers before, but even if not. I'll do the rules in a moment. Don't forget that joining our Patreon is a great way to increase your circle of friends and the amount of great puzzle content you can see or try. So every month we put out a reward on the first of the month, and you get till the 20th to solve it and send in your answer for a possible prize. We get hundreds of those every month, even when the puzzles are quite difficult, which they're certainly not always. So do think about joining us on Patreon, not just for those. There's always other content, including crosswords and other Sudoku. Check it out. But also check out our apps, where you can try all sorts of puzzles by some of the world's best setters and us for very little money. It's worth a go. And those are all on the links under the video, along with Sven's SUDOKU pad, which is great, along with our merchandise, which is okay. And I mean, look at it, and you can decide whether you want that sort of thing yourself. And along with Discord server, a link to the Discord server where people post a lot of brilliant puzzles. It's an absolute treasure trove of puzzles. And you have to kiss very few frogs to find princes there, is how I would put it. Now, this puzzle is the first link under the video. It's called Billionaires Row. If it's anything like Millionaire Shortbread, I'm gonna love it. And it probably isn't. Let's have a look at the rules. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. We're gonna put 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Each number placed in the grid represents the height of a building. So let's just put some random numbers down this row, not quite random because I'm making sure they don't contain any repeat digits. A clue outside the grid shows the sum of all digits seen from the clue, with higher buildings obscuring lower buildings. So if you had a sum at the top of this column, which we don't, it would be adding 2. You could then see the 5 building behind it and the 6 building behind that, and we'd be up to a total of 13. You couldn't see the 1 building because that would be obscured. You could see the 7 and then the 8 would be up to 28, and you could eventually see the 9. This would get a clue of 37. Now the clue from the bottom of the column would be different. You would only see the 4 building and the 9 building, and all the others would be obscured, so you'd get a 13 clue there. So that's how the sum scraper idea works. I don't know if it's entirely a new idea, but it probably, Not Details has invented it, and if anyone else has invented it, that's separate. Digits in cells separated by a V sum to 5, digits in cells separated by an X sum to 10, and that's it. That's all we get. No digits in the grid, of course, these days. It's such a change from the early days of the channel. But I'm really looking forward to giving this a go. Do give it a try yourself. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. I've hit the wrong button. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. Different tone for getting it right. Okay, what can we put in? The lowest number is 11, which isn't that low. The highest number, though, is 44. Right. The 44, okay, now I'm going to quickly share a secret with you that you may not know. That every row, column and box of a Sudoku adds up to the same number, and that number is 45. Okay, so don't tell everyone, but that's the truth. And this column is therefore, there's only 1 building it's not adding, and that's the 1 building. Now that doesn't mean that the 1 building is here and the others are all in order necessarily, but it does mean that the 1 building is the only one not seen. So I think we have to start with a 2. But then the 1 could be obscured behind that. So that's fair enough. The 1 is going to pop up somewhere down the column, could be anywhere. But the other buildings in order will be 3, then 4. We have to see them all, remember, to get to this 44 total. So they have to be in order of height. And I reckon we get this pattern of possible placements for those buildings. Now, I am not afraid today to mark 7s over the edge of a box, because I think I'll be able to bear in mind what is that we're looking at horizontal rows and vertical columns. Now, what does this mean? What about the 12? Could be a 1 here. 1, 2. Oh, I see. Okay, a realization has just dawned on me that every one of these sums that we see outside the grid is going to include the 9 building. You must be able to see the 9 building behind any others. So 9 of the sum is in the 9 building. I think that means this cell is 1 or 3. Let me just... Yeah, okay. These sums not only include the 9 building, they include the first digit. So I'm looking at the 12 in this row at the moment. This digit must count, and the 9 building must count. And I reckon this row either goes 1, 2, and I think it would then have to be 9 immediately to obscure all the other buildings. Or it begins with a 3, then you could obscure a 1, but you can't obscure anything else. You're going to have to only see the 9 after the 3, because that'll make the 12 total. So I think if it begins with a 3, 9 is in one of these cells. And if it begins with a 1, 9 has to be here. And of course, 9 cannot be in this cell, or this clue would be a 9. So 9 is in this cell. And that oddly doesn't tell me whether this is a 1 or a 3. It could still be either, and this 12 clue will work. Oh. It's not a 3 because of the pencil marked 3s I did in column 8. There must be a 3 in one of those 2 cells. So this is not a 3 in the corner. This is a 1, and that clue now works. And all the other buildings will be hidden behind the 9. That's fine. If there was a clue on top of column 7, it would be a 9. Now, low clues, this is really interesting now. This clue must include, this sum of 11 must include this digit and a 9 somewhere in this row. Well, this digit can't be a 1 anymore by Sudoku, and I don't think it could be to make up the 11 sum. So that it can't be a 9, or the clue would be 9. So that's a 2. And then 9 has to obscure everything except 1 in this row. 1 would be obscured by the 2 automatically. So 9 must be in one of those 2 cells, but we already know from the column it's in one of those 2 cells. So we've got an overlap. We can write 9 in here. That 11 clue has been satisfied, but far more importantly, the 9 is going to resolve 8, which will resolve 7, etc., 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 ad nauseam, all the way to the top of the column. We now can put a 1 in at the bottom of the column, where I confidently asserted it probably wouldn't be. It is. And that clue's done. Okay, I was going to start filling in, I was thinking about putting a colour for clues that are done. I don't know. I might put in a letter for clue. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a letter for clues that are not done. So these are not done yet. I haven't worked out what's going on in those clues. So I'm going to stick in a... What happened to the letters? I thought I switched the wrong thing on. There we go. So letters are on. I'm going to put in ends for not solved in all of those. Now, this 24 clue is also not solved, but I don't think I can get an N in there because I've got a full digit. So I'm just going to have to remember that this isn't solved, or solve it quickly. That would be nice. Anyway, This is going to be next. This column is going to count the 9 and this cell. This cell can't be 1 or 2. So it's got to be 3. Then 9 has got to occur before anything else except perhaps 2 and 1. So 9 will be in one of those cells. This must be 1, 2 or 9. This isn't a 9 because it's on a V. The V, we know exactly what digit this is because that 4 says this V is a 2-3 pair. And we've got a 3 there, so we can fill in 2 and 3. And actually that 2 is annoying. It doesn't tell me which of these is a 9. It does tell me that's not a 2. But this could go 3, 1, 2, 9, and the 12 clue would be right, or 3, 9. Now that's a 2 by V Sudoku. XV, I mean. Now this digit, it could be a 4 with 7, 8, 9 still to come in the column. It's clearly higher than these two. These are obscured buildings in this column because that can't be 1, 2 or 3, so it must obscure those. There might be a way of proving that it can't be anything else except a 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would add up to 35. No, it could go 5, 6, 8, 9. So no, I don't know. This row, this row's got to add up, the scene buildings have to add up to 15. They're going to include this one and a 9 somewhere. Now it could be 6, 9. Bingo, we're done. If it's not, it can't start with a 5 because you'd need to add a 9 and a 1, but you won't ever see the 1 building. So it either starts with 1 or 6 there. And if it starts with 1, then we're going to pick up a 5 before we see 9. Now, I don't know the answer. Let's look at the other small ones. Ooh, 14 on a V sum. Right. We can't start with 4 here because then we'd have to get 9 at some point and the other building we'd have to see is a 1 and we won't see it. So this is 2 or 3. I suspect we can't start with 3 because we'll pick up 9 later and we'd have to see another 2 count and we can't do that behind a 3. So this is a 2 as well. That's a 3. And now we've picked up 5. We must see the 9 in the next 2 cells. The only other building we could not see first is a 1. Right. Where do we go next? Look at this row. Okay, we've got a 7 there. We're going to see 9 after it, otherwise the clue would be 9. Now those will add up to 16. Are we going to see 8 as well? We've got 12 to do. We can't get them all from there. So yes, we are going to see 7, then 8 somewhere, then 9 somewhere. And they will add up to 24, plus this has to get us up to 28. So that's a 4. I am beginning to understand how this puzzle works now, hopefully in time to make use of it. Yeah, all I know in this row after that is that 8 comes before 9 does, which it's not a vast amount of information, to be honest. And what about this? 30. 30 is a big number, but we're starting with quite a big number. We're starting with at least 4. Right, so the numbers we can count come from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which add up to 39. So the only numbers we will be not seeing out of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are numbers that add up to 9. Well, we can't avoid seeing the 9 building itself. So we're going to have to avoid seeing 4 and 5. And the way we do that is by starting with a 6. And then it'll be 7 somewhere, then 8 somewhere, then 9 somewhere. That's interesting. This doesn't work how I thought it would. Now this could still start with 4 or 5, I think. Okay, that hasn't really changed. I thought we might get onto it. What about 25 here? 25 is not going to see the 8 because you can't get 9 in behind it. So 9 will come before, well, 9 will come, well, it won't come in this box because you couldn't get up to 25. 9 will come in one of these 3 cells in this row. And what else will we add to 9? Oh, there's going to be a 2 in one of those 2. That's just Sudoku. Hadn't noticed it before. Ah, this cannot be a 2. No, that might be wrong. I was going to say because the other digits can't add up to 23. They can't be 6, 8, 9, but there might still be ways for them to add up to 23. Okay, I'm not sure. Let me just think about this row a tiny bit more. No, I've stopped now. This column, 16 clue at the bottom. Now, it can't be a 1 or a 2 to begin. So this is either, if this is a 3, then we would see 3, 4, 9. And we wouldn't see anything else up the column. If it's a 7, that's the alternative. Because apart from the 9, we need to only add 7. So we can't start with anything as high as 4, because the numbers it would need to make up to 7 would be obscured. So this is 3 or 7 in the corner. I know what you'd like it to be. Oh, there's a 2, 3. Oh, that's weird. There's a 2, 3 sort of Sudoku play down columns 4 and 5. That must mean 2 and 3 are here. Now, what's going on? 9 can't be that far down this column because 9 in this box is in one of those cells. Oh, and we've got this 18 here as well. Now, can that be a 9? These would have to add up to 9, increasing. They would be 4, 5. So 4, 5, 9 is possible there. Actually, maybe let's take the whole column and work out the hidden buildings. Right, the total of the 2 clues is 48. They're seeing 9 twice, so I'm going to subtract 1 9, and we're down to 39. Now that's going to count every building in the column except for a total of 6, which won't be the 6th building because that is being seen from the north side. I don't think you will be ever able to see this 2 and 3 building, whatever numbers you put here. You must have 1 higher than 3 on both ends. That's definitely true. So these are obscured. So in this column, 1, 2 and 3 are the obscured buildings. And that means the 4 building is going to be seen. And it's not going to be seen from the north, it's going to be seen from the south, and this is a 4. And the 5 building will be seen from the south. And that might be here, although this might be an obscured 1. And after this 6, we're going to see 7, 8 and 9 somewhere. I'm getting a bit confused now by this. That 4 is a useful deduction, but I'm kind of going to stop there. See if I've missed something somewhere else. I've got quite a few ends out still. Now, this hasn't changed. Oh, I've kind of looked at all the clues. Okay. Oh, right. Where's 9 in this box? That's a much simpler question. We've got a 9 in one of those 2 cells for the 14 clue, so it's not in those. In this column, you can't put 9 in those 3 cells or you'll never get to 30. So 9 is there. That 12 clue is completely completed, as it were, now. We've got a 9 here by Sudoku, and that makes this a 6 to make the 15 clue work. Ah, maybe I can do Sudoku. Got 1s in various positions here. 1 in this column must be obscured. Oh, and there could be a 1 here. I'm not sure I see which way this goes yet. Right, I'm going to think about this 25 clue again. We're definitely counting this cell. 9 can't be further away than the 6th cell. Maybe we should think about the fact that the clues after the 9, or no, all the obscured buildings in the row add up to 20. Now that could be 875 here, in which case this would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. Well, that's impossible. That can't be a 4. So these don't add up to 20, but they do include obscured buildings. So the minimum they could be 8, 3, 4 is 15. So the maximum of obscured buildings here is 5. Oh, I don't know. I'm sort of throwing myself into some confusion. Just doing some Sudoku marking now. 4, 2, 3, 9. 9 is not there because we got that 9. So 9. Ooh. So can 9 actually be here? No, we've worked out 9 can't be here. No, we haven't, because there could be obscured buildings in these cells. No, we haven't worked out that 9 can't be here. I'm sorry. Maybe I can work out that 9... Maybe I can work out that 9 can't be here, because these would add up to... Or they'd be part of a total of 20. No, I don't know. I think I'm focusing in the wrong area. Can we do anything with this 22 clue? That's... Whoa, where does 9 go? Now it could... Well, it now can't go there. That's quite interesting. It can't go there because you'd have to get to 9 in 3 cells, which would either be 5, 8, 9, but that would break the 5, or 6, 7, 9, but that would break the 6. So 9 can't be there. It can't be here. It can't be here because 9 in this column is in one of those two, and it can't be here. 9 in this row is in one of those 2 cells. Now, can it be at the end? Maybe more interestingly, can it be here? If 9 was here, this would be a 2-3 pair. This would have to be 7, 8. Oh, that looks like it works. Okay, can we say 9 isn't here? Ooh, maybe because of the 24 clue we can say 9 isn't here. This would have to go 1, 6, 8, 9. But that looks like it works as well. Oh, bother. Whether 9, whichever of these 2 cells 9 is in, we get a lot of information, but I don't... Okay, 9 isn't here. I can do this now. Because where would 2, 3 and 4... Oh no, we've already got 4 in the column. 2 and 3 would be there. No, I can't do this yet. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Where is 9? Ah, it's so close. I think a lot of this puzzle will go when we get anything going. Maybe this 28 clue. I haven't thought about that. We've got a 4 or a 5 there. Now, it's either 5, 6, 8, 9 or 4, 7, 8, 9. So 9 can't be in those cells. It must be somewhere lower. What if 9 was here? Oh, Mark. I'm just missing something. I'm sorry. If this went 3, 4, 9, I think that's easily done. Okay, let's go back to the 24 clue. Look, 9 there means 9 isn't in these cells. So 9 is in one of these 2 in this column. And now it's difficult. It is either 1... So, could all 4 cells count? I'm sure the answer will be no. It would be at least 5, 6, 7, 9, and that adds up to 28. No, only 3 of these cells count. The only way for this to be a counting cell is by being 8. 1, 6, 8, 9. Only 3 cells count, and they must be 6, 8, and 9. Right, so 6 is in one of those 2 cells, but it's also in one of those 2 cells. The overlap is there, that is 6. 8 is in one of these two cells and 9 is in one of those two. Now, does that 6 do some business? No. These are from 5, 7, 8. This can't be 7 because the count will be wrong. We mustn't see a 7 building. We're only going to see 8 in one of those, 9 in one of those. These are from 1, 2, 3, 8. 4 and 6 are both down here. I don't see how this is helping. These are from 3, 5 or 7. Oh, this is close. This is close. We got closer there. We need an 8 and then a 9 to be seen in this column. That's interesting. We need 7 and then 8 and then 9 to be seen in this. $22, $25. This one is going to end in a 9 in one of those positions. Ah, 6. 6 is in one of those positions in this box and one of those two in box 5. If 6 was here, 9 would be there. What else did we learn? This goes 6, 7, 8, 9. This goes 4, 5, 9, although 1 could be hidden. This cell can only be 1, 5 or 9. We mustn't see 7 or 8 in these cells. So that's a 1, 5, 9 triple. That's taken me ages. This is a 6, 7, 8 triple. This is a 1, 4, 5 triple. There are quite a few digits that are removable from those candidates. Now, with 1, 4, 5 here, this is, I don't know, 2, 3, well, 7 and 8? 7, I think, must be in one of these two. Because if it was as low as here, you couldn't fit 2 and 3 in. So 7's in one of those. Then 8 is somewhere... Ah, 8 can't be in the X. Is that the point of the X? No, because 8 could be there. That's annoying. This can still be 9. And as unlikely as I think that is, I have to acknowledge it is just possible. This would be 7, 8. And in this row, that's going to be obscured, whatever it is, isn't it? We can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's not going to count. I just don't know how this 22 pans out. It's got a 9 in it. There's another 13 to go. Oh, this isn't this difficult. Why am I making it this hard? 4, 7. Then we get 8 before 9 along this row. We get 9 in one of those two. That's right. 1 can't be obscured here. I can't quite see this. There's some clue here that just does this. Maybe 3 is impossible for the 3, 4, 9. I don't think that's the one. 25 here. Have I just failed to think about this enough? Can that be a 9? That wouldn't be more than 7. 3 something 6, 7, 9. Gosh, I'm sorry, I'm very stuck here. It's a clever puzzle, and I'm sure it's cleverer than I am. And I don't think this is as difficult as I'm finding it. But I have to find the way through to prove that. And then show that it wasn't that hard after all, which I bet I can. Now, this can't have a 4, 6 pair on. This digit can't be 7 or 8 or 9. Oh, what can this digit be? This X might be vital. I presume it's going to be 2 or 3. It can't be 1, 4 or 5. It can't be 6. It can't be 9, 8 or 7, because that can't be 1, 2 or 3. Now I've ruled out 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 1, 4. This is definitely 2 or 3. That is definitely 7 or 8. Now, do something. 2, 3, 7, 8. That's 7 or 8. 6 is in one of these. If that wasn't 9, it would be 1 and that would be 9. That 7 or 8 goes in one of those two cells, but it could still just be either. If that was 8, 8 would have to be here, 7 here. I'm just not getting this, am I? I mean, that's very, very obvious at this point. Right, come on, gird your loins, find something to do. 39264 is in one of those two cells. 1, 4. Is there a clue that I thought I'd solved and I just haven't? That's quite plausible. We've got 1, 6, 8, 9 to come here. One of these is a 9, but 9 in this row, I seem to remember, is in one of those two cells. What must it hit? It must hit 7 before it reaches those cells. So unless 7 is obscured by 8, 7 is counting. Now 7, 8 and 9 can't all count, or the total would be 24. Okay, so either the counting digits either end 7, 9, in which case before them come a total of 6, which can't begin with an actual 6. So it either goes 2, 4, 7, 9, 1, it can't be 5. Could it be 1, 2, 3, 7, 9? That seems like madness. It can't, because the earliest 3 could come then is here, and you couldn't fit 7 and 9 in. Okay, so that's not possible. So it either goes 2, 4, 7, 9, or it ends in 8, 9, and it sees 5 before that, which can't be a single 5, and again, it could be 2, 3. I was going to say, oh, it can only be 1, 4 if that's a counting digit. So 1, no, that's impossible. Right, so it either goes 2, 3, 8, 9, or 2, 4, 7, 9, and we start with a 2. And that places 2 by Sudoku here. That's weird. Right, we're either going 2, 3, 7, no, 2, 3, 8, 9, or 2, 4, 7, 9. Now the first, that could be 3, or that could be 3, but that wouldn't have obscured anything. So the counting 3 would have to be here, and the counting 4, again, you've got obscuring problems. It would have to be in one of these cells. So the counting 3 or 4 is in one of these cells. But then we're hidden until we see 7 or 8. So maybe we see 7 or 8 here. Yeah, we can't have 2, 4, and then obscure 1 and 3. In fact, 3 can't be in either of those two cells. Right, so this has to be 7 or 8. Otherwise, we're just not obscuring enough cells. And this is the counting 7 or 8. Now, where is 9? Where is 9? Oh, and this is counting in this column, and it can't be 8. because we wouldn't get to 28. So that is a 7. So the way we're counting in this, oh, this has been hard, is 2 something 7 9, which is a 4. 2 4 7 9. 2 4 7. And then 9 comes before 8. So it doesn't come here. This is not 9. That's 9 in the column. This is 9. That's where it must be. We've now got a 2 3 pair here. That's taken me ages. I wonder if there's, I bet there is an easier way of seeing that. This has become 9. So that clue's complete. That's not a 9. This mustn't be 8. 8 is out here somewhere, not in those cells, therefore. What is this? This is a 6 7 8 triple here, and that's not 8. So it's 6. Weird. Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong mode. 6 there. This is 8 because it can't be 7. We can use the X now. Now we are cooking with gas. One of those is an 8. That's not interesting anymore. This is 7 and 8, and we know the order from the clue. That's become a 1. This is now a 4 5 pair. We've got 4 5 in the top row. That is 7 8. That's 1 or 5, 1 4 or 5 there. This one's not 7. That's not 8, so this is the 8 in this column. That's 5. Oh, this is all sorting everything out suddenly. 3, 2, 1. That's not a countdown, that's just me getting some digits in order. 4, 5, 6 there. This is a 3 7 pair. We're close to getting a 3 in a corner. This is 3 6 and 9, and they can have one candidate removed each. This is 1 5 8. Oh look, 3 7 pair in the corners. And where have I still got ends? Here. I've got a 7 counting, so this begins with a 4. 4 7 8 9. So 8 comes there or there, and 9 comes there or there. Don't know. Right. Let's just take out the corner marks. This one, the 2 is going to be probably hidden. Oh, the 9 is only here. If that's a 6, I think we've got trouble. 15. Yeah, you can't get to... If that's a 6, 15... You'd have to have counting buildings of 10 here, but they'd both have to be under 6, so it would have to be 3 cells, and you can't do 1 2 7. That is not a 6, that's a 7. And that is a counting building. 16, we've got to have counting buildings of 9 here. I can see 1 2 6 works, and I suspect nothing else does, because if you don't count that, you could have 4 2 5. That would be obscured. Wow, interesting. So it's either 1 2 6 or 4 2 5. This is the sort of weird thing you get in these puzzles. That's become a 3, by the way. We lost 7 in the corner. No, we've got 7 in the corner. We've got 3 in this corner, and it's party time with 3 in the corner. Now that's a 9. That's 6. That's 3. Now this 16 total is 3 plus 4 plus 9. Annoyingly, that doesn't tell me whether that is a 4 or a 1. There's a 4 in one of those cells. 3, 4, 9, 2, 6. Oh, 7 in the column. Can't be here, so it must be in the corner. Another 7 in the corner. That's not 8. We've got a 1 5 pair there. This is 7 and 6. I can fill them in. That's now a 5 from Sudoku. 1 and 5 there. 5 can be done there. 8 and 6 are resolved here. That's a 9. 3, 6, 9, 2, 7, 5. We've got 1, 4 and 8 to put in. This is just going to need a 4. The 8 can't be here because of this clue. So 8 goes there. This is a 1 4 pair that are not resolved by its clue. That's an 8. That's a 5. That's a 1. This is Sudoku to do these last few. 4 6 there. 4 and 1. Looks good. Excellent. Well, that seems to be the solution to Billionaires Row. I made heavy weather of that, didn't I? It's a clever puzzle, though. Very interesting. Nice, clean start. And then I really floofed around for quite a long time. I had a good time doing it, though. And that is the beauty of these variant Sudokus. You get an excellent charge out of doing them, whatever method and time you use. Thank you very much for following along with me. It's always a pleasure to have your company, and I hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.